Hi, Crafting Change community. I just wanted to take some time to share something that has been on my heart lately, something that I have been thinking about, and maybe you have too, because I know we're all driven by that same big heart. You might have noticed a shift. Maybe you're feeling a little more tired than usual, or like your crafting spark has just dimmed a little bit. Maybe you're still showing up, you're still making, but that first rush of excitement you once had, that feeling of making a real difference with your hands, has started to feel a little more like have to rather than want to or get to. I feel that in myself, and I know many of you do too. If any of this sounds familiar, I just want you to know that you're not alone. And today I just wanted to talk about that for a minute because it is perfectly normal. And there's actually a name for these feelings. And it's something that happens to people who care deeply and give a lot. Think of your emotional energy like a tank or a fuel gauge. When your heart is constantly giving, that tank can start to run low. It's really common among caregivers, first responders, educators, and anyone whose heart is constantly giving to others, people like you. It's called compassion fatigue. And it is really important to recognize it before your tank gets all the way to empty. Because once it is truly empty, that's when the joy can turn to apathy and it becomes much, much harder to get that spark back. I saw this firsthand with so many mask makers towards the end of the pandemic. And sadly, many of them, some dear friends of mine, have still not touched their sewing machine. And some of them have given up all of their creative hobbies entirely. And you are part of Crafting Change, where things may be even trickier because I know a lot of you are also feeling something else. FOMO, the fear of missing out. We post a lot of amazing projects, classes, events, Zooms, and I know it's so tempting to jump in on everything because you don't want to miss a chance to help or to connect with others in this group. It is just such a tough pull. But sometimes trying to do all the things can wear us out even faster. You can end up exhausted, not just physically, like when your fingers ache from too much cutting or sewing, but emotionally. And that's when compassion fatigue sneaks in. I'm going to be really real for a minute. Even as the founder of Crafting Change, the person who has to keep all the things going behind the scenes, managing the admin work, working with our partners, ensuring we can all continue everything, keeping the website going, I have felt it before and I'm feeling it right now. That quiet kind of burnout sneaking up on you. Not because you don't care, but because you care so much. There have been weeks where I looked at the list of projects and thought I should be doing more. I've done things like signed up for something like the Peacemakers or committed to urgent partner requests, not because I had the capacity, but because I didn't want to miss out on the camaraderie of the event and the good we were doing in it. There are days I just want to sit down and craft, but what I call my sojo is just gone. I'll finish my computer work, head to my sewing room, and I just stare at my unfinished projects, like my 7 quilt tops that need finishing, not feeling joy looking at them, just obligation. And even then, I can't finish them. And that's not what this should be about or feel like. And that's not why any of us joined this community. So if this is where you're at right now, if you're crafting with a tired heart instead of a joyful one, I see you and I'm right there with you. And I just want you to hear this from me. It's okay to stop. It's okay to rest. You do not have to prove that you care with your exhaustion. You are a part of Crafting Change each and every day. And then here is where it gets even trickier. We are so compassionate, but Crafting Change is still going to keep on posting our needs. The projects aren't stopping. The requests from our partners aren't slowing down. New partners are coming on board, new events, new classes, new Zooms. This is who we are. This is what we do. And this is how we keep going and growing as an organization and how we keep helping those in need. See where I'm going with this? The temptation to keep saying yes to everything or anything will still be there for you. I know how it feels to scroll through the list of opportunities and think, oh, look at that shiny new fun thing. Just one more little project won't hurt, right? Or, well, I could squeeze in that event. I catch myself doing it all the time. But just because the need is real doesn't mean it has to fall on you. We are a community and we share the load. You can trust that someone else will complete the project if you sit one out. That's part of what makes crafting change so amazing and so strong, and why we've worked so well, because between us all, the work gets done and the needs get met. So here's what I want to say loud and clear. There is no need to say yes to every event, every project, every Zoom. You are still part of crafting change, even when you're recharging your battery. Your commitment isn't measured by your constant activity. In fact, rest is what keeps you going, and I know for a fact will enhance your commitment. You can't pour from an empty cup. And we don't just want you here for the long haul, we need you here for the long haul. Crafting change was built on compassion, and that includes compassion for you too. Maybe you just need to hear me say this. You are still a part of this community, even when you pause. Did you hear that? We want to support you in whatever way we can. You are doing amazing work. The difference you make is real. So if you're feeling a little off lately, your sojo a little off, now you have a name for it. And you know that it is totally normal. So take a breath. If this message has resonated with you at all, drop a heart in the comments. Or if you have a story experiencing compassion fatigue and getting your sojo back, share with us your journey. Many of us were mask makers and have been going 100 miles an hour since March of 2020. If you haven't paused and are feeling a little bit drained, compassion fatigue is likely why. You may not need to stop entirely, but being aware of compassion fatigue is really important for givers so your tank doesn't get all the way to empty. So to keep this conversation going and provide ongoing support, I'm super excited to launch a new weekly series right here in our Facebook group. Every Friday, we'll have a special post called Sojo Sanctuary, Nurturing Your Creative Spark. And it's going to be dedicated space for us to share tips, resources, and encouragement for taking care of our mental well-being and keeping our creative spark alive. For instance, this Friday's post will be recharge resources. So what is in your personal rest and recharge toolkit beyond crafting? So books, podcasts, shows, apps, music, snacks. So what do you have in your toolkit that just keeps you going? So we want to share that with each other to give each other ideas. We'll be exploring different ways to nurture your sojo spark each week, covering topics like listening to your body, tiny acts of self-care, and summer slowdown strategies, because summer can be a really busy time. So let's keep caring for others and ourselves, because when we take care of ourselves, we strengthen our entire crafting change community. When you take time to replenish your spirit, it allows you to serve others from the overflow. So I usually end these videos and everything I do online by saying happy crafting, and I truly mean it. Be happy crafting, or take a rest and come with me to find your sojo again. Be well, everyone. I truly love you all. You're just a wonderful community.